Uh, Hi. I just wanted to make another shortish video about the latest developments in the unfolding journey of life on this on this earth as it is at the moment, and the latest developments on the introduction on making mask wearing or face covering wearing mandatory in shops across England, and am I surprised by this? Not at all. And I'm not medically trained. I've got no medical academia, so I can only really look into what data is out there, and also draw on my own inner kind of working knowledge that that served me quite well to this point. And so on the medical side of things, I can't really comment about that. I feel deeply for all those that work in shops and in those environments where they're going to be required to to wear masks or face coverings for long periods of time, and and that also goes for all those that are working in the health service, and however, this particular video is predominantly about the my observations and looking at it from a psychological point of view, of which I have more experience and the qualifications to back up my the theoretical approaches. And but what actually I place more value on is my own intuition, and would say that every single thing that really does relate back under the premise of the economy and the effects that this whole episode has had, and obviously the most important thing is people's health and mental health and well-being. And it's a very finite balance between that and what is seen as the economy. My greatest kind of concerns at the very beginning of this were over the implications of what the lockdown would bring, and I can see this is probably going to turn into a slightly longer session than I thought, but I didn't plan it. And I can see, that my concerns are, are well founded. And I mean, it's not that per se the economy is the most important thing. However, to maintain a quality of life and good mental health and well-being, we are, reliant on an economy. The how that economy is set up is another thing altogether. I mean, that's for a much longer excuse me, discussion. However, we're talking in the present tense here on what we have, and how we are having that to the economy. And so what I'm saying here is that this latest psychological implication is very much connected to the economy and the fact that because of the fear created by this whole situation, the powers that be feel very much in a catch-22 situation. And this isn't just about the United Kingdom or England or however you choose to associate yourself with. This is worldwide, across countries and across nations. So it's a complexity caused by the paradox that the powers that be have decided to put themselves in amongst conditions of which are somewhat manufactured. To what degree is also, it's a much deeper discussion to have. So for me, it is psychological. It's a psychological impact on some levels. It's about giving a sense of safety and welfare, so that people feel that they can now once more go about their daily lives and business as they so wish. But there are many other psychological levels to this, and I totally get how some are feeling incredibly offended or upset or angry by the impingement on that this places on them to do or go against something that they feel is not right, and there'll be fors and against. There'll be many different perspectives, and people will always try to define it in the most simple and basic terms. But as I say, this whole thing, as I posted on my own social media feed at the very beginning of this is not about a virus, and that fact still remains. It is far bigger than that, and the outcome of it on the psychology of humanity is profound. So I think that dismisses any shortcomings that may come from people that will often question anybody or anything that that talks differently to what the state talks and considers anything else to be of a conspiracy and just labels it in such a way. So these things have very deep psychological consequences for the health and well-being and mental status of society. So I find it incredibly concerning. I'll just leave that with everyone now, and hope everybody is having a reasonable day, and that it's important to get outside as much as you can and get the fresh air and do something that brings you joy. Try to do something, at least one thing every day that brings you joy. Lots of love. Bye for now.